G'day guys, back with another one of Nathan Bell's Centurion commentary videos. It's heading towards something pretty exciting, which we'll explain in the future. Give it a like, give it a share, and today Nate wants to tell you about a Harvard professor called Avi Loeb.
Yeah. Well, I'm always enthusiastically following anything about potentials for extraterrestrial life because I find it really exciting to think that there could be other species out there who we can form relationships with and who we can trade with and form cultural bonds with, because I think, I'm thinking a bit broader these days since I've considered aliens, and now my view is, a lot of people are thinking, oh, we're the Earth community, and that's great, we should move towards viewing Earth as one community. I'm starting to view Earth as a part of a universal community, because I'm speculating hundreds of years in the future where we might be able to go out and build relationships with other species. So I'm starting to think even past the one Earth community, and now I'm thinking about the one cosmic community. So, I view that there's a future for us to be part of a broader community in the stars. So I say to you, don't be limited to Earth. Think hundreds of years in the future and where we might go and who we might meet. But Professor Avi Loebs, one of these guys who's coming up in the moment. At the moment you've got a few things going on. You've got all the declassified military and security documents in America under Freedom of Information laws regarding UAPs and flying saucers that have been reported by pilots and such. Then you've got this claim about the alien mummies that were found in, I think it was Mexico, the alien mummies. I can't remember, but I'll come to that one. I'm going to do a bit of reading on that one, and I'll cover that later. But Avi Loeb is this Harvard professor. So he's a professor of science at Harvard University, so he must be an intelligent man, surely. Now, intelligent men can be prone to fanciful thinking as well, because people get excited. They get excited about ideas, and then they start to detach from fact-checking, and they start to get fanciful and start to speculate. And there's nothing wrong with speculating. We should speculate. But the thing about speculation is speculation doesn't involve fact-checking. You can speculate all you want, but at the end of the day, the proof is in the fact-checking and the evidence. But Avi Loeb has... I was just doing some reading, and he feels that Umanumu, I think is how you pronounce it, the object that passed through the solar system about 8 years ago, which has been almost confirmed to be definitely from outside the solar system, and it displayed some funny properties. It sped up slightly as it continued going. It's been seen to accelerate slightly, defying the sun's gravity, according to what I was reading. So, and it's also a very strange shape, 100-meter long cigar shape, and doesn't have a tail like a comet. So it doesn't have a tail. And there's various reasons why astronomers aren't sure what Umanumu was. But Avi Loeb is one of these people involved in this field who is reaching out and saying, well, he feels it was an extraterrestrial probe that was passing through the solar system, and it's on its way out of the solar system now. I think it's still within the solar system, but Avi Loeb is one of these credible people in the field who has degrees and has studied and has put in the years of work to become a Harvard professor, and he's saying he feels it was an extraterrestrial ship. And he's also the same Harvard professor who recently recovered pieces of metal, small metallic balls, from the floor of the ocean, and is claiming his view. And now some people are speculating that these metallic balls may be from outside of the solar system, from a meteorite that came from outside the solar system, but Avi Loeb is specifically claiming that he feels it might be remnants of an alien ship. So it will all come down to fact-checking. But what I want to say about these claims is, I think there is a bias among a lot of academics that this is impossible. Now, I want to say, in my view, I've thought about it a lot, and I don't think you need a degree to speculate on some probabilities. And my view is it's really a question of are there intergalactic species? I've said this in previous videos, my views on whether there are intergalactic species, but if there are intergalactic species, then why couldn't there be a probe come to our solar system and pass through? That's what we do. We've had probes. We have a probe that recently left the solar system and is now going into deep space, and it passed by numerous planets briefly, It briefly passed by numerous planets and viewed them, and then continued going. So why can't we imagine that at any point in history, a species with an advanced space program may have sent out a probe, probably robotic, which is going between star systems, and that there is a possibility that our star system could receive a probe coming from an alien species. It really just depends if you believe there are alien species who explore space. Now, to another species, we're an alien species, we're exploring space. Of course, alien species are going to explore space. So why is it so impossible to think that there could be probes that would pass through our solar system, observing our solar system, and then move on? It's not this thing about if there were aliens, we'd be invaded. And colonised. There could be different levels of space programs operated by multiple different species, and there may be many probes exploring many regions of the galaxy and the universe. I think there's every reason to think that we could receive a probe from another species, from another star system, at any point. It could happen at any point, and they could also turn up. If they have the capacity to come here, they could turn up at any point, and that's a completely reasonable thing to say. So with the claims that Avi Loebs is making about the rock, the metal balls he found at the bottom of the ocean being part of an alien ship, I think it's, I'm not an expert, but I think it was probably just parts of a meteorite. And many scientists have come out and said this could easily be from within our solar system, junk from within our solar system. That has come from the asteroid belt or something. So I read today someone who was speculating it's not necessarily from outside the solar system, but many have also said the trajectory shows that this meteorite probably did come from outside the solar system. But we shouldn't just dismiss this man's claims. It's okay to believe that there could be scouts coming from other species and visiting our solar system. I'm of the view it could happen at any time in history, and that they would not necessarily come here and stay and conquer. They may come here, have a quick look, and then leave. It could have happened when the dinosaurs were here. It could have happened in the Middle Ages. It could happen at any time. It really depends if they're out there and they have the ability to travel to other star systems. So Avi Loebs is an intelligent man who believes this, and maybe he's just convinced himself of this because he's so excited about the notion of extraterrestrial intelligence. But certainly he has the credentials and has proven throughout his career that he is a competent thinker. So we shouldn't just dismiss what this man is suggesting. It will come down to the evidence and the analysis and peer review of his papers by other scientists, but we know this is not a dumb man. But as I said, intelligent people can be prone to fanciful thinking as well, and can get carried away with fantasies. And a lot of us are prone to fanciful thinking. Other people are more rigid and stiff. So definitely he's an intelligent man, and he's proven in his life that he is capable of rational, logical, scientific thought. So I think there is a bias in the scientific community where many academics want to say this is an impossibility, and I think we need to come around to understand that it is not impossible to think that we could receive a probe from another star system, from another species. So we should be open-minded about this man's claims, and we shouldn't just immediately dismiss them as nonsensical or silly. We need to be more open-minded about the potential of what exists out there and the potential of what could happen. But I do personally think, and with all that being said, I do still think he probably is just a bit of a fanciful man, prone to fanciful thinking. And there's also some question whether he just wants media attention, and whether he just wants to be a big noted star and lift his public profile by causing controversy, or whether he genuinely believes this. Go and have a look at the claims that Avi Loebs, professor from Harvard University, has made, and drop a comment in the comment section about whether you think he's just a fanciful man or whether you think what he is suggesting is a possibility. Peace, guys.